a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Viewers, welcome back this morning to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. It is all about rocking your socks and bringing awareness on Down syndrome, and it's World Down Syndrome Day coming up later on this week. And who better to chat with us on all that's coming up, all that's happening, and what it signifies than Miss Leeanna Alexander, who is one of the board members of the Down Syndrome Family Network. And this morning we're talking World Down Syndrome Day 2023. Good morning and welcome to you.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Now, forgive me for sitting like this, viewers, but I just wanted you guys to see me rocking these socks. Now, and then I'm not even sure if to go this way or that way, because, you know, it's... Okay, I'll just take it down for a little bit. All right, so let's chat here, Miss Leeanna. Now, it's not the first time that you've been on the program with us, but you're focused on Down syndrome and persons with Down syndrome, lending that support to parents and the family network, even, you know, as they support persons with Down syndrome. Give us an idea, and tell us this morning the sole purpose for you being on the program this morning and what's coming up later on this week.
Okay, so good morning to our listening and viewing audience. And tomorrow, March the 21st, it's World Down Syndrome Day, right? And World Down Syndrome Day, we raise awareness for persons with Down syndrome and other disabilities.
Okay.
And so today I'm going to be talking a little bit about why we rock our socks, why socks, and just maybe a little bit as to what is Down syndrome, because persons have been asking, what is Down syndrome?
All right, so let's start there. What is Down syndrome?
Okay, so Down syndrome, or sometimes you would hear the medical term trisomy 21, it's a chromosomal condition characterized by an extra copy of the 21st chromosome. Right? So babies, when a baby, well, I should say a cell, when you have, you would have the typical person have 23 pairs or 46 chromosomes.
Right.
A baby that is born with Down syndrome have 47, so it's an extra one. So we have a chromosome from mommy or daddy, egg or sperm, and on the 21st pair, that pair would not have separated properly. And then we have another copy being added. So on the 21st pair, we have 3 copies, whereas all the other pairs, we have 2. So that every cell for a person with Down syndrome would have that extra copy.
Okay.
Yes.
So what does it signify? Someone who has this extra copy, what makes them so different, apart from that extra?
Right. So apart from the love that that extra copy would give that person, that child or that individual is like any other individual. The only thing is that we would have, you know, maybe delays with milestones. And Down syndrome falls under the category of intellectual disability.
Okay.
So there are some things that normally the typical person would be able to do at a certain age, chronological age. A child with Down syndrome would do the same thing, but maybe at a later time. Given the support, early intervention, support, and opportunity, they can be as successful and achieve their fullest potential like any other individual.
What do we know now about Down syndrome that we did not know 10, 15, 20 years ago?
Persons with Down syndrome can be included, they can be educated, and they can work. They can have lives, normal lives like everyone else. And in terms of the lifespan, they can live up to 60, 70 years.
Okay.
Yeah, given the support and the opportunities.
Now, give us an idea this morning of the purpose of rocking the socks. Where did the rock your socks come from? How is it associated now with Down syndrome?
So the United Nations World Down Syndrome Day, every year we have a theme. And our theme for this year is with us, not for us, right? With us, not for us. So oftentimes persons with disabilities are treated as a charity object. And oftentimes we lend support, but the support may be controlling or it may not be consistent. So with the Down Syndrome Family Network, the support is ongoing in terms of education, awareness, and sensitization. So when you rock your socks, you are showing that support every year. So it's not just a way of maybe raising funds and stuff like that, but it's actually bringing awareness to the public that when you rock your socks, you are actually celebrating with persons with Down syndrome. And the sock signifies, when under the microscope, the chromosome looks like socks. Yeah, so that is why we rock our socks. And it's done on the 21st day of March, so 21 signifying the 21st chromosome, and the third month, meaning the 3 copies. Wow. So that is why it's done on March 21st. And our chromosomes make us unique. That is who we are. So we all celebrate with persons with Down syndrome and other disabilities. Yeah.
And we're happy to hear that, and that's an excellent way of celebrating. Now, we have on the table here some of the socks that can be purchased to be rocked today and tomorrow. So all week long, I know that a lot of persons are going to be celebrating all week long, so they're going to be rocking these socks all week long. But you're also going to be doing some school visits.
Yes, so today I'm going to be going to Hammond School of SDA, yes, because we bring awareness more so to the schools and the school children. And I'm going on to Speyside High, and we are going to be doing an activity so that they can understand why, how a baby is born with Down syndrome and how they can support and include persons if it is that a child with Down syndrome should be able to go to that school someday.
Okay, most definitely. Now tell us about the conference that's coming up later on this week.
All right, so for Tobago, well, tomorrow it's the Trinidad leg. Persons can still register. That would be at the Hyatt. For Tobago, our conference would be held at Shopper Cultural Complex. Mm-hmm. And registration is still ongoing, and it's a free event. So persons are asking, do I have to pay? No, you do not have to pay, because we have sponsorship and support from the THA, the Division of Education and Social Services and Wellness. And also, the Republic Bank and other organizations as well from Trinidad. So the conference, we actually have persons from schools, the same schools that I would have been visiting, mm-hmm. Signal Hill Secondary, Scarborough Sec, and other schools, Table Peace. All the persons would have been invited, and we are requesting students, so at least 2 to 3 students, a teacher, and then we have persons from the wider community, parents, and also persons from our special school representative across Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay, right? So we expect quite an interesting mix.
Interesting mix, and then we have our speakers from Trinidad. Well, Monica Myers, she is the main speaker. She's a runaway model and advocate for Down syndrome. And she, remember our main speaker oftentimes would be a person with Down syndrome.
Yes.
Right, so you get to see what could happen when persons are included in society, and how it's, what are some of the possibilities for these persons.
All right, some encouragement for persons, for parents out there you're expecting a baby, you don't know what you're gonna get, male or female. You don't know anything, and you await that moment when your baby is delivered, and you recognize that this baby has Down syndrome. I know for a lot of parents, it has not been an easy road. You have hopes and dreams, and you feel as though your hopes and dreams would have been dashed upon arrival of the baby being diagnosed with Down syndrome. So some encouragement for parents. What do you say to them when they come to you? I didn't expect this. This was not what I planned. This was not what I wanted. I'm sure you've heard that before.
Yes. But now let me just say quickly that we have a lot of testing and a lot of technology that parents can be aware before baby is born that the child would have Down syndrome.
So there's some preparation time.
Yes, so there's preparation. There's also support. So through the network, we have counseling. We have different I should say professionals that would meet with mommy or daddy. And that is why we have our family workshop 4 times per year, where we educate and sensitize and encourage the public and persons to be prepared and ready, because it's not It's not a sentence. It's not a death sentence. It's a great opportunity to be a parent of a child that you can do so much with, right? Persons just need to be cognizant of what I can do, because once you treat that child like any other child, that child will be able to fulfill all their potentials, because it is possible. And that is why we have the conference. That is why we want persons to come out and see, because when you know, you know.
And this is not just for parents with children.
Not for parents, not only for parents with children with Down syndrome, but other disabilities. So I have parents with children with autism, learning disabilities. We have teachers, we have persons from the student support services, school supervisors, teachers, because when you come, then you get to see what you can do, right? Some of the strategies, some of the things that we can do in our schools, because our children can be educated, they can have jobs. And there are some articles that would have been out in terms of persons who are working at banks in Trinidad with Down syndrome.
All right, and I want to thank you this morning. But very quickly, how can persons contact you to purchase one of these socks? And this is all about fundraising as well for the network, yes?
Right. All proceeds would go to the network, and that is what we use to support our conference, our workshops, and body walk, our body walk as well. So they can contact me at 293-6544. And I do not have a lot of socks. I know it's lots of socks, but we do not have much more. So after the schools today, this should be it. And there's a flyer going around. So everything is on social media. We also have our Facebook page, Down Syndrome Family Network. So they can go on the page and get information. They can go and register for the workshop tomorrow, the conference tomorrow at the Hyatt, and for Tobago at Chopper Cultural Complex.
Okay, and again, these are just a sample, a very quick sample. There's so many others. So if you need to purchase today, today is a good day to do that. In fact, as soon as the interview is over, don't call her contact just yet. As soon as the interview is over, you can call the number and you can, arrange to have one of these socks picked up or purchased. As well, we want to let you know the cost of the socks.
It's 40 for the public, 30 for schools.
Right, 40 for the public, 30 for schools. But I want to say to you out there, it's okay to give the money and not even get a sock in return. So if she's run out of socks, it's okay to still support. It's okay to still support. And it's really not about getting the socks. It's more about giving the money. It's more about supporting the venture, supporting the move, supporting the awareness of persons with Down syndrome. Yes?
And we want persons to rock their socks tomorrow. The entire island of Trinidad and Tobago, we want to rock our socks to show support.
Rock your socks. Thank you so much, Miss Leeanna Alexander. Always a pleasure chatting with you. Whenever you come on the program, always very encouraging and giving the information and awareness on the topic of Down syndrome. So we want to remind persons again, it's rocking your socks tomorrow. So dress just as long as you rock those socks.
Rock your socks.
So wear the shoes that can allow you to rock the socks. Okay?
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I'm not even sure, like I said, which one to showcase, because they just, okay. So again, viewers, we want to thank you so much for being with us this morning. Unfortunately, we were unable to connect with Dr. Reginald Dumas. We've been having some technical difficulties, I think, where he is and where we are, some connection issues. But certainly we will try to have him back with us tomorrow morning. But we want to say thank you for joining us. We've got GMT coming up with Candace. So you're not going anywhere. You're going to stay with us. And we encourage you today to have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow, but it's over to GMT for now. So have a great day. Bye-bye, Tobago.
Thank you so much.